What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Amateur TV for another video on the second channel for Amateur. On my main channel, Amateur Sports, that just hit 11,000 subscribers, I do 3 pretty professionally done Raptors videos every single week, but on this channel, it's a lot of some different vibes. It's still that NBA content that you love from myself, but it's a lot more of an informal vibe, a lot more of a personal vibe for myself. So different vibes, but again, that NBA and Raptors content that you like to get from myself. And this is a big one that we need to talk about regarding Juancho Hernangomez. But before we get into that, be sure if you're enjoying this video that you are subscribed to Amateur Hour TV. We are so close to 1,000 subscribers, so close to getting this channel monetized. You can help us get there. And if you find yourself enjoying along the way as well, be sure to drop a like. Goes a long way to supporting the channel. Now, the content in question, this Juancho Hernangomez update that came out today was huge. And I had a video lined up to release today on this channel. If you came to the Twitch streams, you knew that was going to be, but this is very pressing matter as it comes to Juancho Hernangomez, and it completely changes how I am looking at the roster going into the summer training camp. Right now, the Raptors have 19 players on contract, Juancho Hernangomez being one of them, and after waiving Armani Brooks, one of those spots is available, but 3 players need to get cut. So there's 15 plus 2 on the roster at the end of summer. You have 15 main guys on your roster plus the 2 two-way guys who we already know are Ron Harper Jr. and Jeff Dowden, who already signed those contracts. So 3 players are going to have to get cut. And I thought that Juancho Hernangomez would ultimately be one of those guys who does get cut from the roster, doesn't make the final roster, but everything has just been shook, as it was revealed today that Juancho Hernangomez, the 1-year deal that he signed, was actually fully guaranteed. Fully guaranteed 1-year deal for Juancho Hernangomez. The assumption was that, the assumption really was that it was going to be one of those camp deals. It was a partial guarantee like the one that Justin Champagnie signed. That was essentially, okay, let's see if you make the roster. If you do, you get the money. If you don't, then, it's a partial guarantee. So you're not on the roster anymore. We don't have to pay you anymore. But this is a full year guarantee for Hernangomez, and I'd like to know who his agent is to actually spin Hernangomez getting a full year guaranteed here. I mean, that Adam Sandler hustle money must be hidden. He must have hired a kick-ass agent to get this deal, because the assumption from everybody was it's got to be a partial guarantee. There's no way they're going to give him a full guarantee here. But as you see, according to Blake Murphy's source, and I trust Blake Murphy, he is on for another year. So this is what the contract situation looks like. I like how it's laid out here. So you've got your locked-in guys, the guys on guaranteed contracts who are not going to be going anywhere. Koloko is also somebody that's going to be signed as well. Not signed yet, just to maintain a little bit of flexibility. If we're making a trade, if we're making other signings, we can pull the money that he's going to receive from different avenues and things of that nature. So there's no rush to sign him. It's fine. Like, there's no problem here. He will get signed. It's just there's no rush, and we're going to wait and see what we can do financially to make that a little bit better for ourselves. Also, it'll help determine how long we can sign him for. And then there's going to be a camp battle between Hernangomez, Mykhailiuk, Champagnie, Banton, and Wilson. Simi Mykhailiuk on that $1.9 million full guarantee, and now we've learned Juancho Hernangomez is also on the full year guarantee. I've been in the mindset that Banton is going to get locked in. Like, I struggle to see the Raptors giving up on Banton. I think that's a player that definitely want to work with for another year, so I fully was expecting him to make the roster, but 2 of these guys are going to have to go at least. 2 of these guys plus whoever comes in. That's going to be a 6th guy fighting for a spot. So there's 5 guys here fighting for the spot, and there's going to be a 6th one coming in, as it's mentioned down here, with 1 open spot. So I was in the mindset that, Svi is probably going to make it just because he's on that guarantee. They're probably just going to put him in just because he's on $1.9 million. You have to cut him, then you have to pay somebody else to come in and take his spot, who also probably isn't going to get a ton of play time. So my expectation was he was going to make it. My expectation was he was not going to make it. I was very confident Banton was going to make it. And Champagnie, I am a big fan of. I thought he was good for the Raptors last season in those spells and was excellent for the Raptors 95 near the end of the season. I keep saying these things because it's true. I thought Champagnie was more deserving of Hernangomez of that final roster spot, obviously pending how they perform in summer camp, which we're not going to see, and how they perform in preseason games, which we are going to see. But there is a big change as a result of this contract now. Hernangomez, on the full guarantee, has dramatically increased the likelihood that he will get selected for the final roster. Because if you're on the fence between Juancho and Champagnie, if you're at all on the fence, you're going to go with the guy who's guaranteed more money because, well, you have to pay him that anyway. So, why not just keep him on the roster? It's not really a sunk cost in that regard because then you also have to pay, if you cut him, you pay him that. But then you also have to pay the new guy coming in or the guy returning, whoever makes the roster. You have to pay that guy the money that he's owed for the season. So it's a bit of a double whammy in terms of payment that I just can't really see us doing. And the fact that the Raptors did decide to give Hernangomez that full year guarantee, I don't want to say it would look bad if they didn't take him, but it would look bad if they didn't take him. If they signed him to a full year guarantee and then 2 months later they cut him, that would reflect upon the business side of it pretty poorly. So at this point, it looks like Hernangomez is going to make the roster. And I think now the likelihood of Simi Highly getting waived has increased as well because they're willing to throw in the money here. And if they're just really not happy with what Simi Highly was bringing, I can see them getting rid of him. But this battle for the final few roster spots is hot. There are some players I like here. I like Champagnie a lot. I've been talking about how much I like him and how good I think he is. I know I'm not going to say he's a main rotation guy for the Raptors, but for a period of time last year, he actually was a main rotation guy for the Raptors. I'd be a little bit upset if we didn't give him another go for this season. I actually would be a little bit upset because I think there is a player there. He's a lot younger than Juancho as well. Justin Champagnie is I believe 21 years old. Let me just quickly verify his age here. 21 years old. He just turned 21. Juancho Hernangomez is 26. I'd be pretty sour if he got the spot over Justin Champagnie just because we gave him the full year guarantee, but I see that as a very likely possibility. DJ Wilson in my book is already gone. I can't even imagine him making a roster. He's also 26 years old. He's been in the league either going into his 5th or already played in 5 seasons. The guy they bring in, I can't imagine is a world beater, but then again, when Juancho signed, he was the 20th guy before we cut Brooks. And I said before that, I don't think we're going to sign anybody crazy. And they gave him a full year guarantee. So as far as the decision making here, why was he given a full year guarantee? Why was he given that? Why was he not given a camp invite like everybody else? The $300K go make the roster sort of deal. If he was good enough to make the roster, then he was going to get that money anyway. How did Juancho spin this into a full year guarantee? And why did the Raptors decide that he was worth it? Because based on his NBA career so far, you can't be necessarily excited about what he's going to bring to the team. Sure, there are some good traits to his game, but I don't think he's that much better than what Champagnie is going to bring and what Banton can possibly bring. And both those guys are a lot younger than Hernangomez as well. So interesting decision here by the Raptors. It does show to me they have a considerable amount of confidence in what Juancho can bring to the team. And that is something that definitely surprises me. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with that final roster spot. But this is a strange decision. And honestly, I saw this. I'm absolutely shocked. I'm honestly shocked. I guess I was just assuming he was going to sign a partial because, well, it just made sense. Why would the Raptors give him a full year guarantee? And I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's equal to some of the other guys here on this list, the other guys fighting for these roster spots, and I mean he's getting more money than those guys. So the Raptors must see something here. The Raptors must see a player they can work with because, again, it would look pretty bad if they gave him a full year guarantee and don't even put him on the roster. So at this point, I think the expectation is that he is going to make the roster. Whatever that means for the rest of it, we're just going to kind of have to wait and see. But that'll wrap it up for today on Amateur TV. Thank you so much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, be sure to drop a like. It does go a long way to supporting the channel because when you drop a like, it sends that message to YouTube that people with similar interests to you who like the video may also enjoy this video. So YouTube recommends this video to more people. It ends up on more recommended pages, helps spread the word of the channel, helps spread the word of the video, helps me out a ton, only takes you a second to do. And be sure as well to subscribe if you're enjoying the content. For more NBA related content with the focus on the Toronto Raptors on the second channel with me all throughout the off season and into next season as well. I'm having a blast making the videos on this second channel. I'm so happy I took on this project, and we are so close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. Let's hit it this week. See you again next time for another video on Amateur TV.